All right. We got LSU making history and Tennessee blowing the bag again. So, y'all know, all the ones that have been tapped in from way back. You know how I feel about Angel Reese, man. I knew from the first time I seen her, this is a super star, super high ceiling, has the attitude, she gonna talk, vocal, everything that you want from your star. I told y'all Maryland was making a mistake putting her on the bench and freezing her out. She's fine. I'm so happy that she got to a situation where she could blossom and see her full potential. They giving her the ball, the energy, the time that she's on. The rest of the team, flaws, like everybody has that same type of energy. And I understand they're not playing the best of the teams. Like I said, they have a weak schedule. But when you have a weak schedule, you don't play with your food. And they're not playing at all. They eating everything. Hometown buffet. Everybody getting smoked. 27, 10, 5, and 6 for Flaugier. Reese, 23, almost a 2020 game. 23, 4, 3. As they give the beats to Northwestern State. Now, I keep telling y'all, LSU ain't number 15. I need to stop and update them rankings. I expect Iowa to fall big. And hold on, let me go to LSU because some history is debated about. Hold on, not sure. Alexis Morris. Okay, so look, it was a debate about this too. So we thought history was made early on. So somebody said, hold on, I want to see where it started at. All right, 5 consecutive games scoring 100. It's believed that ties NCAA D1 record for consecutive 100-point games. And then the expert, what they call him, the thesaurus, Michael Eunice, he comes back. Let's see what Michael, he's from Baton Rouge. So he says Louisiana Tech had 6 consecutive games in 82. Not sure if they were a D1 at the time, according to stats I saw. And then Grant Carver says, appreciate the fact check. And Michael is correct. Louisiana Tech did score 100 plus in 6 straight games during the 1981-82 season. The first year women's basketball was NCAA sponsor. Of course, Kim Mulkey played on that Louisiana Tech team. After further review, there is a team that scored 100 plus in 6 games. It was Kim Mulkey's 1981-82 Tech team. So shout out to Kim for being a part of the 6 and being a part of the 5. Now, usually how this goes, it's like when a player's shooting a free throw and they be like, this player hasn't missed any free throws this game. They usually miss a free throw. So I wouldn't be surprised if next game they didn't score 100 points. But let's see. It's watch for history. And I think if they do it next game, that they might smash the record. Because with their weak schedule, they can easily put up 100 on everybody. And somebody says that Reese quit on Maryland. No, Maryland was doing dumb. And Angel say, I didn't quit on Maryland. I did what was best for me, too. She say Dante is her boyfriend and Julian is her brother. So she's going to support regardless. So that's why she cares. And her mom said, you still living rent-free in so many of those Maryland women's basketball fans' heads. We've moved on, so they should have too. Funny how when you pop up on campus, you have fans gathering for your autograph instead of their current players. So mom throwing a little shots. And brother hops in, says his name is Juju. Mom corrects him. You don't need to explain yourself, Angel. Do what makes you happy. Ignore the haters and trolls. Cleared. Let's see what else. Andrew, you surely missed, but those of us know you wanted to play where you were comfortable in position to showcase your strong suits. Once a Terp, always a Terp. I'll cheer for you until you play the Terp. So that's now let's get to Tennessee, man. Let's get to Tennessee. Let's get to Tennessee. Tennessee Lady Vols basketball blew the bag again. And they got so much talent, man. It's just I didn't get to see these games because the coverage of women's basketball, man, y'all got to do better. It needs to be some type of like a NCAA app where we can just get all, like, it shouldn't be like boxing where I got to buy the zone for Eddie Hearn and his fighters, and I got to buy ESPN Plus for Bob Arum's fighters, and I got to buy PBC or Showtime for Al Heyman's fighters. It's like, stop splitting this women basketball thing up. It shouldn't be I can watch Tennessee one week on ESPN Plus, and then the next week they playing on some Flow Hoops app, and I got to buy that too and pay $129 for the year or $12 for a month. Like, I just want to see this game. Like, at least have like a $199 single game option or something like how the WNBA app do. Like, y'all have to do better with this coverage because we want to see some of these games, but we can't see them all on ESPN Plus, and you might not want to buy 1,000 different apps to watch all of the games. Like, it's going to help the sport grow if people like me that want to cover Tennessee, that want to cover DePaul, but I got ESPN Plus and I don't have nothing else outside of that. Now, if y'all know where I can get the games and get all the games, let me know. Send me the links. Put me on. Because, it be some games I'm trying to see, but they got smoked by UCLA 80-63. Like I said, they just, from what I gauged, man, they just not giving the effort. Let's see what the fans talking about, man. Tennessee. Let's see what the fans. Let's go to the latest because the football team. Tennessee. Let's see. Tennessee Lady Vols. Let's try that. Latest, Tennessee Vols falls 80-63 to UCLA in battle for Atlantis. 3 takeaways. Let's go. Let's check this out. Once again, Tennessee Lady Vols failed to get above 500 and laid an egg against Power 5 foe. This time, it was to an unranked opponent from the Pac-12 on a neutral court rather than a ranked foe. At home or on the road from the Big Ten. UT ranked number 11 in the AP poll and number 12 in the coaches poll fell to 80-63 to the UCLA Bruins in the second round of a Battle for Atlantis tournament on Paradise Island in the Bahamas. Kelly Harper's team scored the first 2 buckets, but UCLA then went on a 10-0 run and never trailed the rest of the way. With the loss, Rocky Top falls to 2-3 and will face the Gonzaga Bulldogs at Nassau's Imperial Arena for the consolation game at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday. UCLA improves to 5-0 and will take on the Marquette Golden Eagles, who beat Gonzaga at noon Eastern Time Monday. Here are 3 things we learned from the Tennessee Lady Vols loss. Number 1, there was no defense for UCLA shooting. Honestly, this was one of those games where everything the other team threw up went in. The Bruins, who start 4 guards, had one of those red-hot shooting afternoons that nobody was going to be able to slow down, and it's the biggest reason for their win. UCLA was insane, 16 of 30 from 3. They also shot 10 of 12 from the free throw line. It didn't matter that they couldn't really score inside the arc. They were so red-hot outside that they weren't going to lose this game. UT shot 3 of 10 from the outside, which isn't bad, but wasn't going to compete with this one. Number 2, post-game wasn't dominant like it should be. Outside of shooting always comes and goes with other teams and even the Tennessee Lady Vols, but they are supposed to offset that by dominating the post. That didn't happen in this game. Rocky Top was an abysmal 17 of 42 on 2-pointers. They actually got out-rebounded 41 to 30. Rakia Jackson did have 14 points, but she was 2 of 9 from the field. It was her going 10 of 12 on free throws that boosted her numbers. Tamari Key had 3 blocks, but took just 1 field goal. And this is what I don't get. If you got a big that's bigger than a lot of people, why don't use them? And that's the guard culture of today. They don't want to hit the post. So my thing is this. If you don't want to hit the post, why not just play small ball and try to outscore teams? Put Rakia Jackson at the 5 and try to play fast. And bring Key off the bench and let her eat from the post off the bench and slow the game down, but try to play fast for the starters. That's what I feel is the solution. If you're not going to hit and the other team is just lighting it up from 3, then you don't need the big in the game. I didn't see it again, but I'm just assuming that you probably could have made that adjustment. So we look at coaching on things like this. Nobody had more than 4 boards in this game, and that's effort right there. They just, I don't know what it is. If somebody messing with somebody else or some relationship, I don't know what's going on, but it's just not clicking. At least the turnover situation improved. Hey, they only had 14 turnovers in this one. Considering the fact that UCLA had 18 turnovers, that should be a win for UT. However, by playing under control, it seemed as if Rocky Top lost some of its edge, which is why UCLA was able to pull away the way they did. Of course, the control improved, ball movements collapsed, and the Tennessee Lady Vols only had 7 assists as a team. Nothing about this team play was abysmal, though. It's just that nothing was great, and UCLA was great at the most important part of the game. That turned this into a shocking blowout. So that's that article. Shout out to all for Tennessee.com. Lady Vols gives 16 3-pointers. We'll see what the fans say. Tennessee Lady Vols ain't bitches, says Pat Summit have been gone. We were chasing all night. When you playing catch up against good teams like this, we have to know to be disciplined. Tennessee was on its heels from the start, and UCLA was on fire in its 80-63 win over the Lady Vols. Let's see, can we get anything? Tennessee loses by 17. Lady Vols didn't establish a strong presence inside in a physical game and weren't able to contain UCLA's 53.5 shooting from 3. Back to the drawing board. Tennessee is mounting a comeback. Little has changed. UCLA rolling against Tennessee. Mississippi State challenged Tennessee. Yeah, so it's looking bad for Tennessee, man. I want to go to the stats for that LSU game, though. Man, somebody out there, I know one of y'all know the links. Where the links? Is it on Fire Stick? Where do I gotta go to get every game that's not on ESPN Plus? LSU. All right, here we go. 100-45. See all the stats. Nobody on the other team scored over 10. Oh, on the bench they got 15. Okay. So we got 23 from Reese, 27 from Flaugier, 17 from Morris. Smith had 11 steals, 6 steals, 4 steals, 3 steals, 2 steals, blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks. Rebounds 56 to 27. Dang. Man, that's crazy. 18 turnovers to 28. Yeah, man. So shout out LSU doing what they supposed to do again. And see, this what I mean. You got one ranked team handling business against unranked teams, and you got another ranked team in Tennessee that's not. So we don't take these wins for granted, but when comparing to other top teams, we take this under consideration. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is LSU the number 2 team in college basketball?